Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Meiou and Taxes with me, Alfapiomega, Scandinavia in Europa Universalis IV. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV with me, Alfapiomega, Meiou and Taxes in Scandinavia. So this is the last episode. This is the end of our unbelievable journey from the 25th of December 1356 to the 26th of December 1856. 500 years have passed in Europe. Our final score was 17,074, even though I don't know what it means. We were the Western culture and we were reformed. We ended with stability of 1, prestige of -58, which is brutal, but mostly that was, well, it was only because of the incredible penalty called anti-revolution or something like that, that basically made me bleed out my prestige. It's the only reason why we ended as a kingdom and not an empire. Our ideas counted 91. We had 7 trade ideas, 7 economic ideas, 7 naval ideas, 7 culture ideas, 7 exploration ideas, 7 bureaucracy ideas, 7 humanist ideas, 7 free trade ideas, 7 equality ideas, 7 innovative ideas, 7 standing army ideas, 7 professional army ideas, and 7 representative ideas. We had 54 technologies in administration, 56 in diplomacy, and 56 in military. We counted 116 provinces in our kingdom. We had overextension of 5, but as you see here, the coring was well in process, and we had a 98% religious unity. We had 53,128 troops in manpower. We had 60 units out of 57. We had 283 ships out of 264, many of which were steam. We had 20,000 infantry units, we had 13,000 cavalry units, and we had 27,000 artillery units, which seems disproportionate, really. I'm not sure if that's true. And we had 67 heavy ships. Now, we had the 5th largest army, the 2nd largest navy, 7th most provinces, 13th highest... Why is there 13 worded? 13th highest province value, 6th highest income, and 4th highest trade income. And yeah, historically we dwarfed everyone, but that's because Scandinavia just stretched everywhere. And this is the list of our kings, so let's have a look at them, shall we? We do have time. This is going to be the final episode, so let's do that. So the first king we had was Christopher II. It was way before we actually played. Due to the lack of anything of note, Christopher II is known throughout history as Christopher II the Boring. Then there was Valdemar III, Christopher II again. Really? I wonder what happened there. Was there like an uprising? Not sure. Then there was Valdemar IV Atterdag, and that's the king we started with. He died on 1359, 10th of January. Valdemar was treacherously assaulted in the Erik Magnusson's rebellion. Oh, that was the king that defended the Swedish unity. The most decisive battle of the war was when 6,869 men, led by the Swedish Oskar Bjelke, suffered some losses attacking the 10,000 men strong Danish army, led by Valdemar IV Atterdag. So we won the war, and we actually stole some provinces. During the reign of our king, the provinces of Norgesjylland, Fyn, Ostjutland, Halland, Ravala, Norjutland, Laland, Borgdalholm, Norra Schleswig, Sjælland, Viruma, and Västjutland were lost. Oh, okay. So that's weird. that doesn't make sense. Then There was a brief Eric Magnusson rebellion. What is this? Christine. Okay, so we had a queen then. Ended after 5 years, resulting in status quo. Then there was Arvid I, who ruled from 1372 to the 1st January of 1389. And unsuccessful Danish reconquest of Nordfreskun lasted for 3 years. The war was practically decided when Eivard Brahe fought Bruno Flatman in the Battle of Norra-Schleswig. 8,000 Danish soldiers suffered some losses while fighting the 6,000 Schleswig-Holsteinian soldiers that suffered some losses. King Arvid I campaigned in the epic Norwegian conquest of Galaib, and our armies were competent. Really, Galaib? And our armies were competent. The war was practically decided. Then there was a brief Teutonic conquest of Plotsk that ended after 3 years. And Arvid first decided to introduce air. In the reign of Arvid I, we moved our capital to Norge-Zeeland. Oh, that's true! We moved our capital from Zeeland to Norge-Zeeland. Olaf V decided to choose a policy regarding our junior partners. That's all he did in his 12 years of reign. Then there was Elizabeth, who ruled for 3 years. Our senior nobles showed their devotion to our nation by volunteering their services for a regency council during the minority of our monarch. Then there was Hedvig I. Oh, I remember Hedvig. She ruled for 36 years. Brief Danish reconquest of Rügen. Mecklenburg conquest of Wagrien. Unsuccessful one. Lasted for 1 year. Battle of Wagrien, where the Mecklenburger forces led by Adalbert Schwistig attacked Knut Ravendo and his Danish forces. The 3,977 men strong Mecklenburger army lost most of their forces, where the 10,000 Danish defenders were almost unscathed. Then there was Margaret. Wow, we had a lot of queens. I didn't realize that. Bloody Danish conquest of Piritz ended after 2 years, resulting in status quo. Wow. An important event in the war was the Battle of Poznan, where Polish forces led by Kazimierz Beniowski attacked Wenzel Lechocki and his Hungarian forces. 28,199 men-strong Polish army suffered some losses, while the 21,000 Hungarian defenders suffered some losses. The despotic monarchy was generously instituted by Margaret. And we established the Orsenthal during the reign of Margaret. Wow, she ruled for 43 years as well. That's interesting. Our queens were long-lasting. Haakon VII ruled from 1483 till 1496. Only 13 years. Danish conquest of Wagrien lasted for 2 years. Then was Erik from... Oh, that's probably Erik. I think some of these names are... weird. 15th of April 1496 till 24th June 1500. Our senior nobles showed their devotion to our nation by volunteering their services for a regency council during the minority of our monarch. Then there was Mats I, who ruled, wow, 52 years. The unsuccessful Polish humiliation of Bohemia lasted for 1 year. The 30,000 men strong. Wow. 44,636 Silesian defenders. In 1551, we were treacherously assaulted by the Polish. And he instituted the administrative monarchy. Switched to administrative monarchy, introduced heir. Established charity schools. Oh, during his reign, the province of Uppland, Östergötland, Småland, Dalarna, Varmland, Augsburg, Västergötland, Åland, Hälsingland, Pohjanmaa, Gotland, Varsina, Suomi, Uusimaa, Hymme, Satakunta, Savo, Viipuri, Tersaami, Vienna, Lapland, Nunatsivuut, Öland, Södermorland, Västmanland, Västerbotten, Davisam, and Österbotten were gained. Wow! So this guy not only added Sweden, but he also colonized a fuck ton of land. Well, he did rule for 52 years. Haakon VIII, the epic Polish conquest of Ryazan, ended after 2 years, resulting in victory. Historians talk about how the Polish fought the Novgorodian in the Battle of Minsk, led by the Polish Andrzej Langforski. and they were almost unscathed, fighting 8,000 men strong Novgorodian army. The reign of Hakon VIII saw Pohjois Karjala and Kakisalmi gained. Wow, he ruled for only 1 year. Then there was Gustav I, who ruled for 8 years. Wow, we had a lot of kings too. 9th of January 1560, the faithful of Bleking spurned the path of the righteous and converted to Protestant. Ah, okay, so this is where the Protestant movement started. And there was Elizabeth for, wow, 11 years. Okay, people are converting. The reign of Elizabeth saw the province of Beothuk, Nunavik, and Kawasitut gain. So we started colonizing America here. Christian I ruled for 30 years. Closed the canonical courts, passed the Witchcraft Act, and pursued religious tolerance, and introduced air. Christian I vice did from get adjective piety right. I guess we might have stolen from the church here for the first time. Provinces of Natiskuan, Epequik gained. Beothuk, Nunavik, and Nunatsivut were lost. Oh, that's where Vinland started to form. Then there was the Anna first. That doesn't sound Swedish or Scandinavian at all. She ruled for 22 years. Unsuccessful Polish conquest of Oels. Yep, Nunatsikan and Epequik were lost. And we continue colonizing. Harald I ruled for only 5 years, and he appropriated church property. Then there was someone, which I don't see here, who ruled for 12 years. Infidels. The reign of Uts saw the province of Ekbekdigon and Mutas. So that was a real king. Then was Karl I Gustav, who ruled for 41 years. Bloody English conquest of Ross and our armies. Wow. He campaigned in the bloody English conquest of Ross and our armies were disastered. The unsuccessful English conquest of Orkneyar lasted for 8 years. Yes, so we lost the first war, but we won the second one. An important event of the war was the Battle of Coast of York, where the English fleet attacked Gunnar Skarm and his Scandinavian... Oh, that was an epic naval battle. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was where our heavy ships for the first time showed their superiority. The 51 ship-strong English fleet suffered some losses, and 114 Scandinavian ships were almost unscathed. The short English-Scottish nationalist war ended after 3 years, resulting in status quo. Okay, the numbers are now in tens of thousands. Some infidels. Okay, people converted. The absolute monarchy was gloriously instituted by Karl I de Gustav. Karl I Gustav Weisudit appropriating church property. Wow, I really did that a lot, didn't I? Switch to absolute monarchy. Okay. Then there was someone else who ruled for 12 years. We just see the name R. Ended after 1 year. Brutal second Polish conquest of Oels. An important event of the war was the Battle of Wismar, where the Scandinavian forces, led by Patrick Rosenkranz, attacked Václav VI Lichnowsky and his Bohemian forces. The 38,000 men strong Scandinavian army suffered some losses, while the 30,000 Bohemian defenders suffered some losses. So this is still the time where we were very closely tied to Commonwealth. And we fought against Bohemia. Then there was a regency, a full-blown regency council for a couple of days here. And then the reign of Christina first started, which lasted 16 years. Short Italian conquest of Genoa. Oh, this is where we fought against Italy and we won. Battle of Tirenzi, where the Italian fleet led by Cosimo Arboromella attacked Camillo Pignolo and his Genoese fleet. The 28-ship-strong Italian fleet lost most of their forces, while Genoese suffered some. Nice. Was there another conflict? No. Then Frederick I, from 1710 to 1756, 46 years. The minor Scandinavian Hamburgian imperialist war ended after 0 years, resulting in victory. And 28,202 men Campaign shown. Wow, this doesn't make sense. Did we attack it twice of our size army? We suffered some losses. Wow, we held our own ground. King Fred did the first campaign in short Polish conquest of Voloklamski, where our armies were competent. The long Scandinavian conquest of Lübeck, which ended after 2 years, resulting in conquest. I think this is where it all went wrong and all the coalitions started attacking us. Campaign the brutal... yeah, here it is. Brutal Meissen-Scandinavian Punitive War. This is the first one where we held our own. The most decisive battle of the war was on 16,000 men, led by the Dippy and Albrecht and Adder, lost most of their forces attacking 50,942 men strong Scandinavian army. The second short Italian conquest of Genoa ended after 1 year. Okay, so we again defended Genoa. Second Meissen-Scandinavian Punitive War lasted for 2 years. The bloody Turkish-Genoese Nationalist War ended after 4 years. Oh, I remember this. That was the major fleet battle. Yeah, 210 ship-strong Turkish fleets lost most of their forces, while 66 Scandinavian ships suffered some losses. Yeah, we sunk, I think, 150 ships there. Okay, then there was Karol II, ruled for only 8 years. The brutal Brandenburgian Scandinavian Punitive War happened. And the successful Scandinavian conquest of Lanema. Okay, so there we already started attacking the Baltic region. The enlightened despotism was generously instituted by Karol II. Then some other weird name for 1 year. I guess this is when there's a Regency Council. And then Christian II ruled for 9 years. Short Scandinavian Polish Imperialist War ended after 2 years, resulting in conquest. The reign of Christian II saw the provinces of Sakala, Ugandi, Saaremaa, Venden, Vidumo, Järvana, and Huma gained. Yeah, we've already started destroying Poland by this time. Then another regency for 7 years, Hausa conquest of Caravan. Then Swen I ruled from 1781 to 1805, so 24 years. The successful Hausa conquest of Kairouan, minor Georgian conquest of Sarkel. Okay, so this is where we ganged up with Georgia against Poland. Appropriated church property. Provinces of Riga, Krunia, Ladgola, Akinet, Gronkap, Tamaran, and Vilex were gained. Then Erik, it's probably Erik from 1805 to 1817. The Second Scandinavian Polish Imperialist War. Yeah. Kurland, Dzukia, Trakai, Semgalen, Zematia, Suvalkia, Piltene, Augstaitia, and Didzioi Lyuteva were gained. And Christian III, who ruled from 1817 to 1845, triumphed the Hungarian conquest of Halihina. Okay, appropriate property and something. Prince of Memelot and Danzig were gained. Okay, so this is almost now. And the last king was Harald II, campaigned in the minor Third Scandinavian Polish Imperialist War. Yeah. Okay, so now I just want to see the timeline here. Let's look at it as it went. So this is the beginning where we gained these provinces from Sweden. This was the original... I don't need to see this. This was the original war. Just notice, by the way, how the map has been changing for us. Okay, oh wow! I did not notice that. Okay, so there really was a fight with Schleswig first. I didn't know that. I was wondering why the game came then. I had no idea that we attacked south so early on. I think the next war was not after we have already incorporated Sweden, was it? Or maybe we went after Gotland? Not sure. And the Ottomans are already a menace. Oh no, we got Rügen here. Okay, so there was some conflicts in between. I like this time the most. We were just one of the provinces. We had to be really careful, and anyone could crush us. Bohemia expanding. Okay, by this time I think we already were incorporating Sweden. Yeah, we just went after our 2 provinces here, then the Rügen, and we held this territory. But didn't we first incorporate Norway? No, I think Sweden was first. We were Denmark, Sweden, and then Scandinavia. Oh hey! Okay, this is Wismar and Stralsund gained in around 1460. I remember being so happy by gaining every single one of these provinces. Burgundy. Okay, here we gained more provinces, Wagram and Stormarn. And we pretty much eliminated Schleswig-Holstein, just Lübeck and Dithmarschen stood there. Changes happening. Okay. So no, I'm right, we were Scandinavian Norway. Yeah, I thought it didn't sound right, but, you know, it's just... I've worked with Sweden so much more than with Norway. So first it was Scandinavia, well, Denmark, Norway, Danish, Norwegian, and Norway. So Denmark, Norway, and then we added Sweden. I remember what a rush it was. Oh yeah, that's why we got these provinces sooner. We were colonizing Tersami and the other provinces with Denmark and Norway. Okay, here we got, around the year 1550, Scandinavia was born. And we also got Iceland. Oh, I did not realize that by this time we were already colonizing. Okay, so let's let it run like this. We had Nunavut. We still didn't have Greenland though, due to the problems. You know what, I'm gonna do another video about the colonization of America. We already had Ross and these provinces, so let's focus like this. Yeah, Wismar was taken by the time. Scotland was still staying strong this time. Okay, did I see? Yeah, there was definitely a war with Novgorod in this time. And Commonwealth is just playing really roughly here. Okay, I remember how we kept fighting with Bohemia all the time. Commonwealth. Yeah, this is where we lost most of the provinces in war with England. We had to retreat due to the unfavorable situations on the sea, but I promised revenge, that we would regain our provinces back and protect Scotland. Yeah, this is the final shape of Scotland that it had till the very end. Already in 1658, damn. There will be the major war with Holy Roman Empire happening soon. Here we regained the provinces and pushed England back. It was a real setback for them. They lost so much territory, and I remember their war exhaustion being 30 and them just pleading us for peace. Okay, not much happening here. We're already in 1700s. By this time, Commonwealth was our #1 enemy because they did not assist us in the war with England. They just decided to say, fuck you. So there will be the conquest of the northern Baltic regions happening very soon. Oh hey, we gained some provinces. Rostock was gained, I think Güstrow as well. Schwerin. I like how we didn't gain Dithmarschen to the very late game. They managed to be independent for a long time. Oh, okay. Here's another conquest of Rstift and Vierne. So this is one of the... We're entering the punitive era, yeah. Here we gain Lübeck, Hamburg, and the other ones. During one of the punitive wars, we will gain Dithmarschen as well, but this was really a dark time for us. Well, with the exception of the late game where a plague after plague was killing us. Okay, so what was earlier, Dithmarschen or the Baltic regions? And here we gained another Prignitz. I was really power hungry at that time, just wanted to take something from each of the punitive wars, which made the situation... Ah, here it is. 1757, Dithmarschen disappeared from the map. Ah, here it was. Early 1760s. Ravala and Viruma were gained. This was the first devastating war for Poland. Remember the sacking, the amount of money that we brought home? It's gonna jump. Yeah, here's the next chunk. By this time they were already lost. I think they're gonna... Yeah, they lost some territory to Bohemia. We returned some territory to Novgorod. Moldavia was born. Georgia ate a chunk. We ate a chunk. Bohemia ate a chunk. Georgia ate another chunk. Okay, Muscovy was born. We ate another huge chunk. Novgorod was returned territory. Georgia stole. Hungary gained some territory here. More territory for Hungary. Polsk is independent. Oh wow! I didn't see that gain of territory that Cologne did here. That was quite a chunk. Don't remember that. Okay, Georgia gained more territory. We actually didn't do much in this time. Bohemia gained another huge chunk. But we had our own trouble. Yeah, this is where Kiev was born, and we took these last two provinces. And this one, did it stay to the end, or did someone steal it? No, Commonwealth survived to the very end as a one province minor. So, I would like to take this chance to say huge thank you to everyone who has been watching my Let's Play all this time. This reminded me greatly of the very first Let's Play that I did. Wow, 7 years ago, of Brandenburg, and it was epic. It was as much fun as this one, and I know that the game broke in the end. I know that we had some plagues, but you know, that's an alternate history. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a short break, and I would like to hear from you guys a couple of things. First of all, tell me which other nation in EU4 would you like to see me play? I have a plan for Bohemia and or for one other nation, which is Portugal. I would like to play Bohemia as the true ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, defend it not overexpand, do some roleplay and everything. And I would like to play Portugal as a colonial empire eventually, trying to avoid getting intertwined with Europe and just enjoying themselves and developing their provinces, making it the true jewel of Europe. But I know that you guys might have some interesting suggestions and I would like to hear them. There's a major update coming, so I'm not sure at this point whether or not I will wait for it. There's no ETA, but you know, rest assured I have been a bit tired by this huge campaign. But you know, I always play Paradox games, so there will be another EU4 eventually, and I would like to give you this opportunity to suggest what you would like to see. Genoa might be also an interesting choice, unifying Italy. Oh, and I forgot about Palermo and Sicily, which is another great choice. You can actually have that as a Mediterranean. Yeah, that was the first choice, Bohemia, Portugal, or Sicily, and just, you know, trying to make a Mediterranean sort of ancient Greece type of empire where we would try to snatch some of these islands, probably Corsica and you know, the Canaries, and you know, try to just Mallorca and, you know, Cyprus, have just a huge trade empire here. So that's one thing. And the second one is, we had this huge campaign and the world changed a lot. So I'm gonna do some short videos of changes in my game. For example, how Bohemia or France developed, how Italy developed. Maybe without commentary, just to show you parts of the world. We're definitely gonna see how America has been colonized and how the situation in China happened, what happened in India, because we didn't. So I'm interested in seeing that, and we had this whole time to see it, and it would be kind of cool to see the other parts of the world. But if there's a special nation that you would like me to show off and its history, let me know. I will do a short one-off video on their history so you can see the transition from 1356 to 1856. And on that note, I thank you again, and I wish you a great day. And again, thank you for joining me for this epic adventure. I enjoyed it, and I so hope that you did as well.